Hello everyone, welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zheng. Is Xi Jinping's wife Peng Liyuan about to enter China's political inner circle like Mao Zedong's wife Jiang Qin? On March 24th, China's National Health Commission unusually published a report about Peng Liyuan's inspection in Changsha City, Hunan Province. The report has this video and many photos in it, saying that Peng Liyuan, WHO goodwill ambassador for TB HIV prevention and treatment, conducted some research on TB prevention and treatment activities in Hunan province, and she was accompanied by Wang Hesheng, Deputy Director of the National Health Commission and Director of the National Disease Control and Prevention Agency, and Zhang Chunying, Executive Vice Governor of Hunan Province. Although this report was released on March 24th, the date of the video shows that Peng's inspection and research was done on March 20th. According to earlier official reports, Xi Jinping also visited Changsha and Changde in Hunan province from March 18th to 21st. So we can reasonably speculate that Peng Liyuan should have accompanied Xi to Changsha. It's just that the timing of the news release was different. Here are the photos from Xi's inspection. And these are officially released photos of Peng Liyuan during her inspection. Have you noticed something here in terms of layout? Aren't the photos of Peng Liyuan very similar to Xi Jinping's? Peng stands in the center, and other accompanying officials cross their hands and place them in front of their lower abdomen, respectfully listening to the heads of state teachings. Since last September, there have been numerous official reports of Peng Liyuan's solo diplomatic activities. For example, on January 24th this year, Xinhua News Agency reported that Peng Liyuan had a separate meeting with the First Lady of Uzbekistan, Hashimova. Based on previous publicly available information, it is extremely rare for the wife of a Chinese president to have a separate meeting with foreign guests. In December last year, during Xi Jinping's state visit to Vietnam, many major CCP government websites carried news of Peng Liyuan's meeting with the wife of the General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee. In December last year, official media reported that Peng Liyuan attended the award ceremony of 2023 UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education and delivered a speech in her capacity as UNESCO Special Envoy for the Advancement of Girls and Women's Education. Also in September last year, Xinhua News Agency reported Peng Liyuan's meeting with the wife of the Zambian president who was on a state visit to China. Again, you can see in these photos, Peng Liyuan posed and was portrayed exactly like a national leader. The fact that this time in Hunan, she was accompanied by such high-ranking officials as the Deputy Director of the National Health Commission and the Vice Governor of the Hunan Province has sparked speculations that she is entering China's political inner circle, just like Mao Zedong's wife, Jiang Qin. There are rumors that this may be a preparation for arranging Peng to enter the political bureau of the CCP Central Committee. At the CCP's 20th National Congress last year, former CCP head Hu Jintao was escorted out of the meeting, allegedly caused by his desire to show his opposition when he saw that his chosen successor Hu Chunhua ultimately failed to make it into the Politburo. You can see in this picture that Hu Chunhua is sitting there in a green square with his arms clasped. And when Hu Jintao was being escorted out of the meeting and passed behind him, he did not even dare to look back. Anyway, because Hu Chunhua's name was taken out at the last moment, the Politburo, which traditionally consists of 25 members, has only 24 members now. 24 is an even number, and this makes voting difficult. Also, the Politburo has traditionally had a slot for a woman, which is now missing. So there is some talk that Peng Liyuan will enter the Politburo. Others say that, as they say, this is why the long overdue third plenary session of the 20th Central Meeting has been delayed. Xi Jinping's attempt to get Peng Liyuan into the Politburo has been met with resistance from within the party. There are also suggestions that Peng Liyuan has, in fact, begun to run the general office of the CCP's Central Committee. The head of the CCP's central office is now Cai Qi, the de facto number 2 in the CCP. This arrangement is highly unusual because Cai Qi is also a member of the Standing Committee of the Politburo of the CCP Central Committee and the Secretary of the Central Secretariat, and should not be demoted to the position of Director of the Central Committee's General Office at the same time. So this arrangement only means that Xi could not find anyone else he could trust to take up the position, because the director of the Central General Office is directly in charge of the Security Bureau of the Central Office of the CCP, which is responsible for Xi's personal safety. Xi has always been afraid of assassination, so the position of director of the Central General Office must be filled by someone he can trust absolutely. According to Chinese language writer and YouTuber Lao Deng, the CCP and the government department in a certain province have already received internal notice that Peng Liyuan is now assisting Cai Qi with managing the Central General Office. Lao Deng said Peng's appointment as the director will be formally announced at the third plenary session of the 20th Central Committee. Of course, there are those who disagree with the notion that Peng will join the Politburo. Firstly, Peng herself has not shown much political ambition, and secondly, Peng is not even a member of the CCP Central Committee at the moment, so how could she possibly cross the line to become a member of the Politburo, the core leadership body of the Central Committee? Thirdly, Xi Jinping has already consolidated his power, and unlike Mao Zedong, he does not have any political enemies within the party that he needs to defeat, so he does not need Peng Liyuan to be his hitman, as how Mao needed Jiang Qin. However, given Xi's desire to emulate Mao and his lack of trusted officials, it may not be inconceivable for Peng to enter China's political inner circle. What do you think? Feel free to leave us a comment. Well, that's all for now. Please take a moment to like and share my videos or go to my website at jenniferzengblog.com to sign up for a membership or make a donation to support my effort. Thank you. See you soon.